So YouTube cut the stream again because they said they had detected some copyrights, even though I'm not actually playing anything, and the only thing that was in the background was a fan. So I've turned the fan off, hoping that I wasn't singing. Anyway, we'll just crack on. Drives me insane. I'll have to check out what's going on. Just wanted to close the blinds. Right. Okay. So I'd said we're going to be doing some floor poses and some kneeling poses. Not really many sitting up. I know the colour's not great, so I do apologise. Okay. So to begin with, what we're going to do is just lay flat down on our bellies. Hopefully you can still see me. Pop our arms out to the side. Just looking towards the left. I want you to stretch your arms out as far as you can, so you're kind of walking your fingers away from you. Just going to lift the head and turn over to look at the right. And from this position, all we're going to do is keeping our legs with our toes pointed behind us. We're literally just going to tilt onto our left shoulder. Bring your hand so that it's by your stomach. So if I turn this way, so we're like this. Hand is by our stomach. We're pushing ourselves back. Our arm is out to the side and just resting our head on the floor. Now, if this feels a bit tight on the arm, you can always just relax the arm down behind you. So instead of being like this angle behind you, it just comes down a little bit, and that eases that stretch. Because we're kind of doing like a chill out session and it's not too hot, we're not doing anything too massively energy supping. Going to require effort, but it shouldn't be too difficult. Okay, so from here, just walk your hands back out to the side. Just roll back down. And then we're going to turn our head to look over the left. We're going to walk the left hand in, the same place that our right hand was at the abdomen. Twist over. And then just relax that head down if you can. Just holding yourself in this position. Okay, we're going to walk that left hand out, roll back down, and this time just pop your forehead on the floor. Try and stretch that neck out a little bit. So we're stretching the neck out and up. And then rest that forehead back down again. And then try and walk your feet away a little bit. Walk your hands out. And just be in that position. Now again, if this is too strong on the arms, you can just relax them a little bit or just bring them in and bend them down. If it's too strong on the legs, just relax them down. Okay, from this position, we're going to go into like a tadpole. So it's like it's a baby frog. So instead of having both legs out at the side like this, we bring our legs out, but we're going to have our feet touching. So they come out, and the feet touching, come up onto the bum, and then we lay down like this. So we're getting a stretch along here. So from laying down on the floor, I don't have enough dexterity to stay laying down. Your feet are together. You come up. So you're sitting back on your heels. And then you're relaxing down. Now if this is too much of a stretch, just bring your knees in slightly. And then go back down into that position. And just rest your forehead on the floor. Now, if you're not here, if you can only get over like this when you're sitting back, you can take a cushion or a block. You can either put it under your bum, or you can pop it there for your head, or there if you need it, or even there if that's where you need to be. And again, you can have a cushion underneath your buttocks just to hold it, or just to give you a bit of support. Wherever you are, we're just going to be here for a few more breaths. So thinking about your breathing, when you're breathing in, I want you to be thinking cool and calm. It's cool and calm. So every breath is a cool, calm breath. And that's what we're going to be working with, that cool today. Just checking it. Okay, from here, just come up onto your hands and knees. Bring your knees in a little bit. Tuck your feet. Make sure that they're pointing out. So your knees are about hip width apart. Your wrists are underneath your shoulders, and just bend those elbows just a little bit. We don't want them really tight. We just want them bent a little bit. We're just going to lean back onto our feet. Drop our head, and then we're going to lean forward. Because we don't want it to be too strong, we're not going to stay there for a long time. So we're just going to lean back again. And then we're going to lean forward. One breath. And lean back. So we're doing the cool, calm. And then exhale. And just go as far as you can go. So if here is as far as you feel that you can lean over, that's absolutely fine. If you can go further, if you can bend and go further, again, that's absolutely fine. But don't forget, you've got to come back. And the whole point of today's session is a bit more chilled, a bit more relaxed. Okay. When we get here, if we just stay in the tabletop position, just stretch the left foot behind you, keeping that foot facing out. Bring the right leg up, tucked into the groin. We're not going to go any further than that today. We're not going to try and get our leg further out. We're not going to try and get it, so we're all over the place with it. We're just going to have it as a nice, easy stretch. So you literally have that tucked right into your groin. Dropping that leg as far down as you can go. Get your seated position so that you're not leaning over on the left hip. You're nice and square. And then we're going to relax into this pose. I'm keeping an eye on my phone because I need to see how long we're in each of the poses for. So, and also I've got my notes on here today instead of on my pad. So just bear with me if it looks like I'm being ignorant. I'm not checking text messages, I promise you. But outside of that, no phones in class. So you're bending forward. Now you can either have your hands flat on the floor. This is fine. Get yourself nice and down. If you're going to be like this, keep your neck nice and strong and drop those shoulders down. You don't want them coming up to meet the ears. So they're like this. And again, you can have something underneath here if you need it to, or underneath the front to lean on. Now, if you feel like you can go just a little bit further, then just bring your arms down. And we're not going to stretch them all the way out because we don't want too much of a bend. So just keep your arms, your elbows bent. And then just drop down and put your head on the floor. We're breathing in that cool calm. Because today's session is chilled, you can breathe out whatever you want. Whatever's bugging you today, just breathe it out. You're just breathing in cool, calm. Okay. Next, inhale, come up. Bring your hands up by your side. I'm just going to go to the left side, leaving our legs where they are. Just going to twist on that left side and just drop down. So we're coming around and dropping down. So I'll show you this. Imagine my legs are the other way around, but we're just going to drop down onto our right elbow. So we're going this way, so we're dropping down onto the right elbow. So coming across, dropping down. Dropping the left elbow down as well. Just relaxing and remembering to push back over onto the right hip because you don't want to come across too much. It'll put too much pressure on your knees. Now again, if that's too strong laying down, just do it sat up because it does put a bit of pressure on your knees, that twist, pulling on the hamstrings at the back. Okay, coming up. Walk back to center. Just bring yourself up. And if you can, just come up so that you hold hands on your thighs. Just looking straight in front of you. Now, if you need to come down here, again, that's absolutely fine. But if you can get up, try and straighten your back. Nice and tall through the crown. Drop your shoulders, opening up the sternum. Just going to take a couple of breaths here. On your next exhale, we're going to drop back down again. Drop down onto your elbows. Just lift up on that left leg and uncurl that right leg. Now, because it's been tucked under there for ages, try and stay in a kind of a semi-plank just for 2 breaths. And then drop your pelvis down. Keeping your arms where they are. Just drop your forehead to the floor, but keep your feet tucked. Okay, uncurling those toes. Push back up. Into your hands. Bring the left leg up. So it's coming into the groin. So again, we're not coming out with our leg. We're not going too far. We're just literally keeping it into the groin. Walk that leg out if you need to. Find your position. Cushions underneath, anything to support you as and where you need it. Trying to stay square on those hips. We're not rolling over to one side or too much to the other. We're trying to stay nice and square. We're getting a nice stretch in the foot as well as the legs. And just dropping down to wherever we were before. Just dropping our head. And remembering to keep our shoulders down so that they're not coming up to meet our ears. They're going down as if they want to visit our buttocks. It's really weird because a lot of people find that when they do these poses, that it's easier on one side than it is on the other. My left side is my less stretchy one. I think I might have said that before. It might be to do with which side you're more dominant on, which side you use. But I tend to kind of cross my right over my left when I'm talking about legs all the time. So if I'm seated, that's how I'll sit. So again, for this, I'm going to give you a bit of homework for this week. Until the next Thursday session, I want you to try, and when you cross your legs, notice which way you cross them and cross them the other way, just for the week. So every time you cross your legs, I want you to notice which way you've got them and change it so that you crossed sitting the opposite way. Gets you thinking. Okay, on your next in-breath, we're going to come up a little bit. Going to walk around to the right, down onto our right elbow, drop our left elbow, drop our right one down, relax the head, making sure the shoulders not coming up. But again, if this is too much, just kind of you can be here or here, wherever you need to be. But if you can get down, that's fine. The next in-breath, we're going to come back to center. And then we're going to walk up. Our hands are on our hips. See, I don't have as much flexibility this side. Hands are on our hips. Nice and tall crown. Dropping those shoulders, opening up the sternum. Or if you need to be here, that's absolutely fine, or even just a bit more lowered. Just try and keep everything loose, chilled. Pop your hands back down. Then we're going to uncurl that leg. Oh, curl our toes under. Just going to go into a quick plank. On our toes. I can't see my toes. I'll walk forward. Just into a quick plank. Drop your knees, uncurl your toes, and just drop back and then drop your head to the floor. I want you to take your arms, bring them to the side, and just drop your head and just allow everything to kind of go loose. Nice and loose. Remember, we're breathing in chill and calm. We're breathing out whatever has bugged us today, whatever bit of tension we might have. Really relax those arms towards the floor if you can. Need anything under your bum to support you, that's fine. Or even if you need something over your head because you can't lean over so much, again, that's okay. Just try and relax those shoulders all the way down. Okay, from there, we're going to bring our hands back to the front. Just going to come up into a seated pose. Just going to bring our left leg in front of us. Sitting back down, resting on this leg. Hands on the floor. Just going to lift up. Bringing our hands either side. Lean forward and then tuck that leg out. We're then going to bring both of our arms on the inside of this left leg. So our hands are in line with our leg. Just going to be here. Try and keep your shoulders down and your head nice and tall. Don't forget that breathing. Breathing in, calm and cool. Breathing out those buggy tensions of the day. If this is too much on the neck, you can always just relax your head down. But just be careful about your shoulders that they don't come up to meet the ears. So just make sure that you keep them down. And if you're going to relax your head, lower your gaze to look past your nose and look towards your chest. And that just eases the pressure on the neck. Okay. From here, walk your left foot out. So it's in front. So your heel is in line with your fingers. Turn your toes in. And then just lean in that position. So the one we just did was Inside Dragon. And this one is Gecko for some strange reason. I don't quite know why. Phone's not working now. Great. Put my notes on here, so it's a bit harder. Okay. From this position, we're going to walk our foot back in to come in line with our hands again. And then we're going to tuck our toe under on the back on the right. I'm just going to lean back, lift the left foot off the floor, and try and drop your hands down onto the floor. Now we're not sitting, I don't want you to try and sit, so we're keeping the foot from where it was. We were here, so we're keeping the foot in the same place. We're just lifting the foot so the heel only is on the floor, straightening this leg out, and then dropping our hands down if we can towards the floor. So everything along the back of the leg, from the calf, the knee, the hands, into your quads are all stretching. I'm not going to hold this long because it can be quite intense through the back of the leg. So just lean forward, uncurl those toes, and then bring that left leg round. Okay, so from here, you're going to bring the right leg up. It's so weird not being on a mat. Bring that right leg up. We'll take both of our hands on the inside of our foot. Just stretching that left leg up behind us. And relaxing that head into wherever it needs to be. Now don't forget we're pushing down on the tailbone and our shoulders are coming down. Our head is either high or our gaze is low and our neck is loose. Breathing in that cool and calm, breathing out those buggy tensions. Okay, from this position, we're just going to walk our foot out to the right. Lift it up so that the heel is in line with the top of your fingers. A bit more. Twist your foot so your toes are coming in. And just hold this position. Again, if it's too much, if it hurts, just ease out of the positions, just gently ease out. You can maybe have your leg slightly straighter or don't curve your foot in because it gives you a very different stretch when you have your foot on this type of rotation, on a medial rotation. Okay, walking our foot back in so it's in line with our hands. We're just going to tuck our toes under at the back, lean back, try and drop our hands down. Again, if this is too much, just ease that leg a little bit or have something supporting you under your buttocks. Or just don't go down as far, just kind of keep your body up a bit higher. If you can, you're aiming to get your palms flat on the floor with your legs straight. I'm not quite there. Makes the back of my leg go a bit tingly. So I have to ease slightly out of that stretch. Okay, coming out of that one. Oh, just ease that back. Hands forward. Bring that leg back. Stretch those feet out behind you. Go onto your toes. Just hold a little plank there, just for a few seconds. Relax the body down. Try and keep your arms where they are. And put your elbows to where your palms were. We're just going to go into Sphinx. So Sphinx is doesn't need to be particularly high. If you can get your elbows back a little bit and get a slightly bigger bend in the back, that's fine. But don't forget, it's a bit more chilled. It's hot, so you need a chilled session. So if you need to have your head down, you can be sleeping Sphinx. Just here. Or you can be gazing Sphinx. But remember, don't let those shoulders creep up to touch the ears. Now, if this bend is too much on the back, just lower down a little bit. So bring your elbows forward, and that will ease the bend in your back. You might not feel it as intensely across the lower back. Some people find if they've got problems in their back, it tends to cause a pinching sensation, and we don't want pinching sensations. They're not good. Okay, all we're going to do from here is just separate our legs. Box in my way. So we're going to walk out to the sides. So we've got a separation. Point our toes out. And then we're going to come up onto our hands into what we call a seal. So like this. So your palms go out to the side. And you're like this. However, it is quite a strong bend on the back. So again, if you can't do that, either have your elbows here and just have the stretch in the legs, or bring the legs together a little bit and just kind of go into a cobra. But if you can, or stay in Sphinx if that's easier. But if you can, you're going to put your hands to the side, push your pelvis towards the floor. Make sure that you bend your elbows a little bit so that those ears don't travel up to meet your ears, don't travel up so your shoulders don't travel up to meet your ears. So we're pushing up, we're being strong, we're being tall. Keeping our knees in place, we're going to bring our feet back together. And then we're just going to drop over onto them. Keeping our knees and feet in the same place. Just come back up. Bring your hands again in line with your shoulders. What we're going to do, we're going to walk around to the right so that we are directly over our thigh. Just going to drop that down. Walk our hands out from where they are. And just be in this position. Your next in-breath, walk your hands back and walk them round to the other side. So that again, we're directly over our thigh and we're just going to lay our hands out. Just lay over there. Now when you're in these positions, if you want to have more of a stretch, walk your hands out as far as you can and then drop your head. If you want to ease that stretch, just bring those hands or elbows back a little bit and then just relax into that pose. Or even sometimes just walk your hands out and stay up. Whatever's comfortable. Just here for a couple of more breaths. Okay, on your next in-breath, we're going to go back to centre. Walking our hands back to centre. Just bend those elbows. Just drop those shoulders and drop the head in between. Just really loose and really relaxed. Okay, from this position, we're going to come into seated. I'm just going to move back onto my mat, it might be easier. So, you guys are here. So we're just going to bring our legs forward. Take a seat. And then we're going to stack our legs. So we're going to bring the right over the left knee. And then bring the left foot out so that it's under your right knee. Now they may not touch. Mine don't touch. I'm not that flexible. You can put a cushion. That's absolutely fine. You might need to move your foot just so that you've got a little bit more give in that. And all we're going to do is we're going to take your arms out to the side, palms up to the ceiling. Nice, tuck your tailbone in. Shoulders are dropped, sternum is open. You're going to bring those arms up, palms out. Just going to lean forward. Try and keep everything in line. And just drop our palms to the floor. Now this can give you quite a big pull on the lateral aspect of the thighs. So if it's too much being too far down, just come up, pop your palms down and just rest like this. Again, if you have the cushion there, that's fine. You can just stretch. And that might actually be even easier to just stretch that a little bit more. Okay, on your next in-breath, come back up. And then keeping our legs where they are, just walk your hands behind you, drop onto your elbows, and then rest backwards so that you're laying down flat. Take your arms and stretch them above your head. We're just kind of opening up where we've just contracted over. Really stretch those arms, really open up that space in your pelvis. You're going to take those arms and you're going to swing them underneath you. So they're underneath the middle of your back. Really opening up those shoulders. Just going to do 2 breaths here. Now, if this is too much, just don't do it. Keep your arms up high. It puts a slightly different stretch on the back, so again, just be careful. Okay, on your next exhale, we're going to release the arms. Then on the next inhale, we're going to come back up to seated. So just pushing up with our arms. Okay, going to stretch those legs out in front of us. Oh. We're just going to lean over to the toes. Toes, ankles, knees, thighs, whatever feels good. Okay, coming back up to center. And just go the other way. So, right leg is on the bottom. Left foot goes into the right knee. So there's stacking. Tailbone up, tucks in. Arms out to the side. Bring them up. Palms facing away from you. And just going to drop over. Now again, remember, if that's too much, you can be up here. You can have a cushion between the legs if you need to. I need a cushion today. Remember to keep those shoulders down. Okay. Next in-breath, back up. And then exhale, go down. Back down. Opening everything up. Arms up over the top. Really stretching them out. Okay, we're going to tuck those arms underneath. So middle of the back. Now, if you had your right arm on top last time, do it the other way around so that your left arm is on top or above the right. Just so you equal out the stretches in your shoulders. Okay, exhale, release the arms. Inhale, come back to seated. Okay, last couple and then we're going to go into Shavasana. So bring your legs out in front of you. This time, instead of keeping them straight in front of us, we're going to go just a bit wider. Now, I don't want like super wide, just want a little wide. And all we're going to do is go tuck our tailbone out, pushing our backside towards whatever's behind us, rolling over on our hips. And I just want you to hold on to your ankles. That's all. You can have your legs, your toes pointing out if you want, or your toes pointing up, whatever. We're just going to hold on to those ankles. We're just going to gaze down our nose, slightly drop our head,